So many memorable movies, so many great performances there. I don't think we can count them. And I'm not going to try, but I'm going to try to see if this Zoom is working from here.
Is it? Is it working? No.
I wish we had another camera to show you the audience here at the Arlington Theater on State Street in Santa Barbara, but trust me, they are really excited to meet you, even electronically.
I have to say, before we start, I tore my hamstring, and I am devastated not to be there. I came there in 2011 for Rabbit Hole, and the Santa Barbara Film Festival supported me when that film was so small and it was so hard to get made. And I remember being there and the incredible warmth. So I am now trying to recover from this injury, and that's the case of it. So I'm sitting here Zooming, which is incredibly frustrating, and but I'm doing what I can. So that's that, and I hope this is coming through loud and clear.
We know already this about you, that you are a trooper, so you are trooping on tonight. And
yeah, I tried to work for 2 weeks, as is the case of when you're an actor, and then finally my body just went, no, you got to heal. So it's very frustrating as an actor because you're like, don't limit me to my body. But anyway, that's that.
Okay.
Ask me some questions.
Okay, we move on from there.
I deeply apologize, is what I'm saying. Deeply.
Oh no. We're grateful to you for showing up here on camera for us. So Nicole, there's so many films we could focus on, but we have a time limit. So I want to ask you a big question first.
We have all night.
Do you remember what you felt like on your first trip to Los Angeles to make a movie? That would have been Days of Thunder, right?
Wow. Yeah, Days of Thunder. I remember I actually came, I got off the plane in New York, and I'd always wanted to go to New York because that was Broadway, and that was, and I remember thinking, I'm actually here. And strangely enough, I was born in Hawaii, in America, and I used to sit on my dad's shoulder with an American flag and an Australian flag. So in the weirdest way, I felt like it was my destiny to come and pursue my destiny in the United States. And so then when I went from New York, I flew to Los Angeles and auditioned. I had a lot of auditions, and one of the auditions was Days of Thunder. And I got the part. Crazy.
So when you came here, well, I'm going to say here, when you came to California, you didn't know if you had a job yet? It was just the audition?
Yeah, I was auditioning. I auditioned for a bunch of films. But I remember walking in and meeting Tony Scott and Tom Cruise and Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, and being completely overwhelmed and making some ridiculous joke about my height, which kind of went down like a lead balloon. And then we did the audition, and I remember going home, and then I got a call back and said they were interested. And then before I knew it, I was sort of heading off to Daytona Beach to film. And I thought, wow, this is American filmmaking, huh? And I think that was a different type of American filmmaking. I subsequently went from those big budget kind of glitzy films to things like To Die For and found my way through a really complicated journey and found my way through the whole thing. I've always wanted to, I've stayed very, very true artistically, because in terms of just going, I hope at some point I get to play extraordinary women or simple women in complicated situations. I hope I get to show all of those complexities. I hope I don't just get cast as the girlfriend or the wife, and not get the chance to really explore, you know, female characters in depth. And I did get the chance. It took a while, but I got the chance. And I'm continuing, hopefully, to get the chance, which is why I was so grateful to play Lucille Ball, because she's pretty complicated, pretty extraordinary, and definitely out of my reach. I was like, help, help.
So did you figure on going back home? Home was Australia. Did you figure that you'd be here temporarily and then going back home to continue your career there?
Yeah, I remember I'd save my per diem and be like, oh my gosh, this is going to be able to pay for a little bit more time to stay in a hotel to audition. And so when I was working on Days of Thunder, I was like, oh, per diem, wow. And I was saving it because I was hoping then I would be able to go back and sort of audition and get more jobs. But what actually happened is I also had a group of friends. One of them was Deborah Lee Finesse, who's now married to Hugh Jackman. And she let me crash on the floor of her rented house. And that was sort of my way of kind of saving some money and being able to still audition and being able to stay longer. But I would fly back and forth, yeah. I was lucky to have the citizenship because I was able to not have to deal with all of those things because I was American citizen as well as Australian citizen. Destiny.
Well, that was fortunate.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to show clips from two films that definitely aren't categorized by the way you feared you would be pigeonholed. We're going to show a clip from Moulin Rouge, Baz Luhrmann's Moulin Rouge, and then The Hours, which earned you an Academy Award for playing Virginia Woolf.
And before you show them, can I say, so I did Moulin Rouge. Baz Luhrmann came and saw me in a play that I was doing called The Blue Room. And he sent me a dozen red roses in a white box and said, I'd like you to come and audition for a film that I'm casting, as is Baz's way. You know, he always does it very, very sort of. So I got the dozen red roses. And I then, later on in the week, I went and auditioned for Moulin Rouge. And I auditioned with Jake Gyllenhaal, Heath Ledger, and I didn't audition with Ewan McGregor. He was being considered, but he was obviously in another country. So isn't that crazy? So there's, yeah. And I remember we did hours and hours of auditioning. And then from Moulin Rouge, Stephen Daldry also saw me in The Blue Room, but he saw The Blue Room, which is the play I was doing. And he saw that in London. And he cast me in The Hours because of The Blue Room. So The Blue Room, the play that I did, was actually the sort of the special thing that gave me the chance to do Moulin Rouge and The Hours, because so many directors came and saw that play. And that play was directed by Sam Mendes, and he had not done a film at that stage.
Life is unpredictable, and life in show business, I think, is even more unpredictable. Well, here are these excerpts from two very memorable performances of yours. Here we go.